is Alexander Duvel, and I am the managing guy around here at Andy's Music here on 2300 West, Belmont in Chicago. We're sitting here in part of our 4,500 square feet where we have, gosh, probably one of the most interesting collections for sale of musical instruments in the Midwest, probably the country.
I'm changing the pitch of a drum, of the tabla, the right-hand drum of the tabla set. It should be a little higher pitched, so I was giving it a little tune-up. These are made by a maker, Sadanand. Unfortunately, Indian, sticky isn't so good sometimes. But this is their label. Sadanand, very, very famous maker of tablas. He is out of Mumbai, India, or Bombay if you prefer. There's an awful lot to how to make these, but it's a pretty rudimentary design that's been around for hundreds of years, using a very, very thick animal hide lacing for the tuning here, and usually they use just the same old stuff for the bottom rings. They are closed drums. They're definitely not open in any way. Together they are tabla in northern India, or really all over India, but more in the north and the south a little bit. The left-handed drum is the bass drum, and it is called the baya or bayan. I need a little powder to play. Frequently they use powder because I'm a little bit damp here today. But the shells of the baya can be made out of anything from clay, wood. This is hand-hammered brass that's been nickel-plated. And so it has a wonderful sound. Sometimes they weight the bottom of the drum with lead so that it is nice and heavy and sits in the drum, and also makes the sound of the bass a little bit warmer and a little louder. And we manipulate the drum with our left hand, using our fingertips to strike the drum, basically kind of on the skin, not necessarily out of here. And there's all different other sorts of ways. The heads are very complex for a very natural head, and they're hard to make, and it really is the art and soul of the sound of the tabla is how well the heads are made. The shells are a little easier to crank out on a lathe. The right-hand drum here, and well, it's kind of hard to get. I would have to show you the head taken off, which I could. Because I do sell replacement heads for these, and I put them on sometimes. There's basically three skins that make up the main heads here, and also on the baya as well. They have the same sort of thing where there's an outer skin, a main playing skin that has the sihai or siahi, the paste dot on them, which helps to center the tone of the drums, but also gives you a sort of a playing surface to play closed strokes. And then ideally the drum has a very good resonance because there's a third skin underneath here, and they're all attached to this outer ring. And the third skin underneath here sort of allows the main drum skin to sort of sit up and be free and resonant so that it has a nice sustain quality to it. And those are the better tablas, the ones that are made in such a way like that. Most makers will tell you that it's best to have the drum head basically perfectly match the shell. So they frequently will make the shell and make the head exactly to fit to it. These drums are in that quality because they were direct from India, from the maker, and this head was made especially for this drum. But frequently they do make replacement heads because, hey, you don't want to just have to throw away the shell if the drum head breaks. And the head, they are a finger style drum. Most of the strokes of the drum are accomplished with the fingers and the palm of the hand on the left-hand side. And the drums are all taught, like most sort of older drumming traditions by a set of mnemonics. In India, they're called bols. They're very just syllables that are meant to describe certain strokes we make on the drum. So we have like ta, tin, tun, tita, ga, ge. Yeah, that's that sound you don't want, and I need some powder for. And we combine them. Some we combine them, and we have combined strokes like da, din, din, and different patterns also that follow that require the use of both hands, either together or separate. And that's what makes up the whole sort of tabla language. And from there we create the rhythms. And the rhythms are all what we know as in India called tāla. Tāla is time, literally, the word means time. And so when we interpret time, we divide it into beats and phrases, and the compositions that are played are called theka. And there's other different kinds of smaller compositions which get used more in an improvisational sort of sense when the music develops. Things like mohras, tihais. These are the chakras. These are the just the rings, and they're very sort of customizable because every tabla player is a little different, and their posture will be a little different. And different teachers will advise as to how deep the angle of the drum should be or such things. It's an old drum. It takes a lot out of your hands to tune one and crank one up and keep them in good playing order.